आंखों से आंखें चार करने दो
Rambha Ho, Samba Ho, Rambha Ho, Samba Ho.
If a picture paints 1,000 words, then why can't I paint you? The words will never show the you I've come to know.
So much of diversity in just saying namaskar, namaskaram, sat sri akal, salam alaikum, but so much of unity. Music has shrunk the world. Music brings people together. But for me, completely untrained, no formal training at all in music, to be here for 44 years, you've loved me, you've accepted me just the way I am. My bindi and my flowers in my hair and the bangles, people would have probably thought that it was a fantastic idea and a fantastic strategy and positioning and planning. But frankly, it's none of those.
You know, there are people who are truly eternal and evergreen. And you can't tell with them that there's ever a diminishing of energy.
The whole country and this whole generation is in awe of her.
One of the greatest singers of our time.
Oh, that was so lovely. Thank you so much for such a nice introduction. And the audiovisual was really beautiful. Thank you. Brings back so many memories. The one you showed me with Nelson Mandela, I mean, that was when I went when South Africa had just become new South Africa. And it was such a brilliant feeling to be there where they had changed all the laws, yes? It had just become new South Africa, and the old one, of course, had separate roads where the whites could walk, and separate roads for the basic Africans. There were rooms. I mean, there were hotels. There were different places where they were allowed, and apartheid was in full swing at that time. But when I went, it had just been taken out. And it was so marvelous that in Lenasia, which is when we went to Joburg, to Johannesburg, we went actually for 5 shows and ended up doing 18, which is saying a lot really for me. And I was really, really excited about the whole thing. But more than anything else, to be able to meet up with Nelson Mandela in Lenasia was really amazing, amazing. And then, of course, I sang with Mama Africa, that is Maria Makeba. So, I mean, I hadn't planned on starting with that as an opening gambit, really. But having seen that photograph with Nelson Mandela made me feel really good. It was really an amazing, amazing experience being with him and being in Africa, which a place I love so much, a continent, I should say, because when I went to Nairobi in East Africa, Kenya, and I sang for Mzee Jomo Kenyatta, who was the then president. It was wonderful that he actually called me to his house in Gatundu and then to Nakuru and made me perform. It was like a command performance, and I did a song which really shook the whole of Kenya, as well as here, I mean, everywhere. The song was Malaika, Nakupenda Malaika. Yeah, I was the one who recorded that song with the original singer and writer. Name was Fadili Williams. And so Africa is very, very close in my heart. And now, of course, I've done Jerusalem, and I'm sure all the kids really love that. Yeah, it's so fantastic to be with all of you and to be able to say and to live. It said 44 years in the AV, and here I am at 51 years now. 51 years since I've started singing, and it's been absolutely brilliant to be with all of you, really. If there's anything you'd like to talk to me about, I'd be most grateful if you would want to ask the questions, but I think the questions would go to the question box because I can't see for everything is so less, so small. Okay, so whatever you want me to speak about, I'd be happy to answer your questions. Before that, let me tell you that I've also said I've never learned to note to music, which is absolutely true. In school, I didn't get a chance to really learn music, but and neither at home. And being a South Indian family, you would have thought that that was the most important thing. Well, I come from a very middle class family, and we were six in the family. I'm number five, and five, they say, is a lucky number. Well, it's been lucky for me being number five, and it's been really wonderful. But no, I didn't get a chance to learn music, shall I say, formally, which is really wonderful in a way, because I have no regrets, and I do believe that what I could have learned at an academy or learned from a proper guruji, I wouldn't have been able to then learn on my own with experience, which is a better teacher, I think, sometimes in life, especially when you finally decide on what kind of music you're going to sing. And as I discovered very early in life, that I'm a people's person, completely a people's person. And so being a people's person, it was important that I sang what people loved. And well, it became really something that everybody got to know about. And so they also knew that I was not pretentious about knowing music and being a great singer. Or it was not like that. Music is not my business. It never has been. Communication is. And I've always tried my level best to communicate with my audiences and to communicate with all of you even better every moment. Every moment, that is my riyaz. So when people ask me, so how do you do your practice? I always say, this is the way to do the practice. Communicate with people a little better every moment of your life. And for me, it's worked. So yes, I never learned music formally. And you heard me sing a song, a real classic, which is called If. If a picture paints 1,000 words, then why can't I paint you? The words will never show. The words will never show the you I've come to know. What a brilliant song it was. And so lovely that you should have played that. There's so many things that went through my mind. And it was really a quick rewind for me, because it was all from the past. And it was really, really wonderful to revisit. As I've said, in fact, COVID and the Corona times have really, some of the good takeaways is that I've been able to reinvent, discover, revisit, reboot, and everything. Yeah. It's given me time to do that. And I've really, really would say to everybody that, don't curse the year 2020, because it's not the fault of the year. It just, so many horrible things did happen in 2020, and that's the only thing. So I think some of the good things, and I only look for the good things in life, really, which is what makes me a compulsive optimist. I am a compulsive optimist. I cannot think of the bad things for too long. And I'm like a tennis ball. The harder you throw me down, the bigger the bounce. Nobody is going to throw me down like that and not see me getting back, except God, of course. When he wants to do it, then yeah, it's a different thing. But I've always looked at it that way. So for me, not learning music has not been a regret. What I do feel sad about once in a way is that I wish I'd learned sight reading or learned notations, which I could read and then learn my song. Because now I have to sing, I sing every song from my heart. I mean, when I say her heart, I'm not saying the other people who learn music don't sing from their heart, but you see, they have the advantage of reading the notations and being able to deliver. I don't. So I write the song about 3 times. I make a minimum of 3 drafts of the letter of the song in my own handwriting, so I can follow it a little better. And like I'm doing a Telugu song at the moment, and it's really tough. Really, really tough. So what do I learn? The tune, or do I learn the expression, or do I learn the song? Do I learn the words? What do I do? So I try to pick up the words first. And I think that makes for a lot of, as I said before, communication. It makes for a lot of practice. And there is absolutely no substitute, no shortcut for good work and for practice. There is nothing. You have to go through it. And it's been wonderful for me because I love language. I really do love language. So what shall I say? It was a blast from the past, seeing all those wonderful things that you said about me, and 100% true when I say that I learned no music at all. So, what would I learn from life itself, uh, which I put into music all the time? So, as I said, when the COVID came on, many people were frustrated, many people got depressed. And my point is, don't look at the bad things. I know it's easier said than done because we've lost so many loved ones, so many people so close to us, so many friends, so many, COVID has taken away so many people, right? And there's every reason and every chance that we could get depressed and frustrated. But my point is, what can we do with that? It's such a negative emotion beyond a point to be really frustrated and to be depressed, really. It makes for nothing because you're not going to get back that. But what you will get by being optimistic is to look for a better today so that, and live in the now, live in what is happening now. I believe that's very, very important. Now, do everything just now, don't leave it for tomorrow, and don't live in the past. So I use the past only as a yardstick to make my present better so that I can make my future even better. But I don't live in the future either. I live each moment step by step. And I would advocate that for everybody, to everybody. Don't live in the past. What's gone is gone. It's never going to come back again. But it can come back again in a better way for all of us. So don't live in the past and don't live in what is to come. Live in the moment, just now, what is happening right now. Having said that, is there anything you'd like to ask me? I'd be happy to answer your questions.
Usha ji, thank you so much. And Vanakkam, my name is Preeti Das. I am the Additional Director of the Department of Liberal Arts and Mass Comm. And while we have a few questions, I just want to tell you one quick thing, Usha ji. I'm a damn ram. And the one thing that a lot of my parties used to tell me is katta there. And to that, my mother was like, for us, you have always been that example. You know, that strong voice is something a woman needs to have. And I thought,
Preeti, sorry, your name is Preeti, right?
Yes.
But there are many people who mistake volume,
correct,
for punch and impact. You can be very impactful by being like me, soft-spoken. People think that I'm, powerful, but or that I have a powerful voice. I don't speak loudly and I don't sing loudly either, except that I sing with punch. So that when you put that impact into the Rambha Ho, 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 yeah, it's not just about volume. It's about how you present and how it is projected in front of you, right? So I think that's very, very important. And, you have to use your voice so impactfully, be able to modulate, be able to say it. And I feel that when you are softer and you speak like this, or when you, what shall I say, if you are 100% convinced of what you're talking, I do believe that people will listen even more. Whereas when you're shouting, people don't really want to listen because it becomes a disturbance after some time. Do you agree with me or what?
Absolutely. And I will also now speak like that.
Yeah, no, it's okay. It's just important to tell people that.
Absolutely.
When you mistake volume for impactfulness, and yeah.
No, I agree. And also being a journalist, I agree all the more with that because journalists have mistaken that loud volume for impact. But Usha ji, some questions are the typical ones that I know you face. So we're going to ask you those in the chat box. Coming from a conservative Tam-Bam family, how did you create that magic? Are there any stories from your early childhood that the young students here can take back? Did your parents say, oh my God, you're not supposed to sing? I mean, is there any story that you would like to share with us? How did the magic happen, Usha ji?
Well, that's a huge question. How did the magic happen? Because it's not as if it's a new question or something. It's just the same question that would be rolled in different batter probably and then put in for frying. But I would definitely say that the magic really happened when I realized in my life, very early in life, and let me tell you, my parents didn't at all object to my singing. Okay. They didn't. Neither did any of my immediate family. And now, I mean, after I got married and got my children, none of them, in fact, they're my best and worst critics. When I say that, I mean, they really tell me as it is. And or my daughter and my son sometimes say what song I should sing and why am I not singing it this way? Why am I not singing that? Or, you know, or really appreciating me. And my husband, people ask me, how does he help you? I always say, by not helping, which means, you know, sometimes it's lovely when people don't interfere in your life, and they just, and if I am where I am today, it's only because of my family. So really, in the earlier days, my parents never ever said to me, don't sing, and they always supported everything that I sang. And later, when I got married and, you know, had my children, my family was absolutely wonderful. And if you cannot have if you don't have a good
creators, these young ones are looking at folk infusion. So the question to you is, what do you think of the music scene today and folk as a mix?
Okay, let me tell you something. As far as I'm concerned, you would say that I would probably be the symbol of fusion. Okay, because there I was in a sari, as you mentioned, with a nice pottu and with earrings and with flowers in my hair, bangles in my hand, completely an Indian image, and singing Western music like jazz and folk and pop and rock, and singing with a voice like mine, looking like myself, and then singing the kind of songs that I did, like, or I do. Never know how much I love you. You never know how much I care. When you touch, you give me fever. You give me a fever that's so hard to bear. You give me a fever, yeah. So you see, I mean, completely different from what my image is. I was singing these songs. So now you could say that fusion is happened for me 51 years ago. Yeah. Now, I think fusion is, I mean, though many people love the word fusion, I think in many instances, a lot of not so good creative stuff is being passed under the umbrella of fusion, which I would call confusion, where their minds are not really open, you know, or shall I say, minds are really not open to taking fusion or I would say collaborative efforts would be a better word. And when you say the collaboration of folk, and what was it you said, folk and what?
Sorry, folk and fusion, ma'am. The question was, they're trying to fuse folk with everything, you know? Matlab, do you even see that as
But yeah, but you see, the thing is that we're all folk, isn't it? Aren't we all people? Aren't we all people? So if you want to have a fusion of folk with something else, I mean, I don't know. I'm not. I think there is folk music is one of our basics. Yeah, I think right from the beginning. I mean, from time immemorial. I mean, before you could even remember anything else, you know that there was music, because I think it's one of the earliest, and because it worked with the heartbeat. And so if your heartbeat went duck, 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 everything was a combination, permutation of duck, 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 and that constant duck, 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 and everything is a combination and permutation of um, the folk beat, which is your heartbeat. I mean, everybody's folk. All people are folk, and I can't think of animal music. It's only folk music. And in the West, you could say the blues started when they started talking about their own suffering, and they started talking about, which is what Lallan Fakir, the ancient poet, I mean, who wrote 300 years ago, certain songs in Bengali. I mean, it's still relevant because he wrote about the sthiti of, or shall I say, the state of affairs in those days, and it's still much the same. Nothing much has changed really. So that would be folk music. And if you want to fuse it or collaborate, if you have a collaborative effect, opportunity, then it would be wonderful. I don't think there's anything wrong in putting folk music with any other kind of music. It's just when you lose the essence and you lose your focus, that is important. Don't lose the essence of the folk song or folk music that you're trying to, collaborate with something else. And don't lose the focus of the other thing, whichever one you're trying to focus it on, or whichever one you're trying to make a fusion of. Don't lose the essence of that. It's like, what can I say? If you were trying to make or cook up a certain dish, say for example, sambar, okay? Along with that, if you put a whole lot of vegetables and, make a sambar, it's really not, you really don't get the taste of all the vegetables that you really put in. So without spoiling the taste or without spoiling the essence of what the flavor, that would be the right word actually. If you don't lose the flavor of that particular, say, vegetable, then you're okay. Then you're on the ball. Yeah. So you want to fuse. I don't like that word fuse. What does that mean actually? As far as I'm concerned, you're just putting two songs together or two different genres together. Folk everywhere is folk, whatever happens. Say for example, Ilayaraja sir, he has a complete control over the folk medium plus the Western medium and Western music medium. And so South Indian folk, the way he knows, there's nobody in the world, I don't think, who could make such fantastic music using folk music as as the basis and use Western instruments with that, and really fantastic. So I think the best fusion is when you don't have to say that it's a fusion.
Kya baat hai. Usha ji, if I can just try pushing can you just do a line from Ilayaraja sir's any song of yours, if you are up to it, if you could just hum it for us, if anything that's your favorite.
Yeah, I have so many favorites. Why would I just do one? I'd be happy to do whatever you want me to do. But the thing is, okay, tell me, this is, I have so many songs. I wish you had told me this earlier. I'd have got it out. But then that's usual, isn't it? You never tell me, so.
We just wondering whether it's right to sort of ask you कि थोड़ा गुनगुना लें, हम थोड़ा सा apprehensive थे, Usha ji.
Why would you say that? Okay, where is this institute of yours? Just tell me.
Gandhinagar, Gujarat.
Wow. And you have a lot of South Indians?
We have a lot of Bengalis though. A lot of Bengalis and South Indians as well.
Oh, how wonderful is that? So you have so many different kinds of people, right?
Yes, and we have students from over 26 states, all over actually. So even if you do the long gavacha with Vitik, we will be just completely on like the seventh heaven.
Well, oh, come on. I have so many songs here and I'm just not getting that one out. But I will in a minute. Why wouldn't it be here? Okay, let me just sing it like that. Sorry about that. No, I'm not sorry. I'm sad because I want to sing so many songs for all of you, but you didn't mention it. So I didn't know why. What's the point of getting Usha, Uthup and not being able to sing, yeah? What do you say?
Hardinga, ma'am, please. It'll be an honor, anything. Even if it's a Gujarati song, दो line जो आपको याद हो for all.
नहीं, अरे याद हो या नहीं क्या? इतने सारे. Okay, let me sing you a real. Okay, you asked me to sing Ilayaraja song, and there's so many Ilayaraja songs that I'd love to sing, but one of my favorites, of course, is கண்ணே கலைமானே கனிமயிலென கண்டேன் உனை நானே. You know that song?
Yes, Sadma.
The whole
Sadma
world knows that
jazz.
song. Yeah, from Sadma. Okay, so for those of you who would find that a little low to sing, maybe you could sing it along with me. I know that the Zoom or the digital platform, the only problem is that we can't sing together because everything, there's a delay in the, when you are on this thing. So it's not like singing to a live audience. I wish it were. But so I'll sing it so that you can get it a little higher. கண்ணே கலைமானே கனிமயிலென கண்டேன் உனை நானே, அந்தி பகலுனை நான் பார்க்கிறேன், ஆண்டவனை இதைதான் கேட்கிறேன். ஆரிராரோ ரீராரிரோ, ஆரிராரோ ரீராரிரோ, सुरमई अखियों में नन्हा मुन्ना एक सपना दे जा रे, निंदिया के उड़ते पाखी रे, अखियों में आजा साथी रे, आरी रारू रे रारी रो, आरी रारू रे रारी रो. What a song this is! Oh my goodness. Really fabulous. Okay, so having sung that, let me sing you a real folk song, which we've used fairly modern instruments and modern sound, but the essence remains the same. It's a song in Bengali and it's been written by Lallan Fakir, and it's a song which was written more than 300 years ago, and it's so relevant even today. So let me sing this for you. It's called, this thing about religion coming into everything, and, yeah, listen to the words. Actually, it's beautiful. সব লোকে কয় লালন কি যা সংসারে, সব লোকে কয় লালন কি যা সংসারে, লালন বলে জাতের কি রূপ, লালন বলে জাতের কি রূপ, দেখলাম না এ নজরে, সব লোকে কয় লালন কি যা সংসারে, সব লোকে কয় লালন কি যা সংসারে। কেউ মালা কেউ দশটি গলে, তাই তোরে জাত ভিন্ন বলে, কেউ মালা কেউ দশটি গলে, তাই তোরে জাত ভিন্ন বলে, যাওয়া কিংবা আসার বেলায়, যাওয়া কিংবা আসার বেলায়, জাতির চিহ্ন রয় কারে, সব লোকে কয় লালন কি জাত সংসারে, সব লোকে কয় লালন কি জাত সংসারে। সুন্নত দিলে হয় মুসলমান, নারীর তবে কি হয় বিহান, সুন্নত দিলে হয় মুসলমান, নারীর তবে কি হয় বিহান, বামন চিনি পইতে প্রমাণ, বামন চিনি পইতে প্রমাণ, বামনি চিনি কি প্রকারে, সব লোকে কয় লালন কি জাত সংসারে, সব লোকে কয় লালন কি জাত সংসারে। জগৎ বেড়ে জাতির কথা লোকে গল্প করে যথা তথা জগৎ বেড়ে জাতির কথা লোকে গল্প করে যথা তথা লালন বলে জাতির ভাবনা লালন বলে জাতির ভাবনা ডুবিয়েছি সাত বাজারে সব লোকই কয় লালন কি যাক সংসারী সব লোকই কয় লালন কি যাক সংসারে লালন বলে জাতের কি রূপ লালন বলে জাতের কি রূপ দেখলাম নয় নজরে সব লোকই কয় লালন কি যাক সংসারী সব লোকই কয় লালন কি যাক সংসারে সব লোকই কয় লালন কি যাক সংসারে Yeah, that was nice, wasn't it?
Ushaji, there's just a quick request if you could talk a little bit about the lyrics because it's a magical song. It's from one of our
absolutely
faculty
magical. Yeah, it says in the beginning, it says "Shob loke koi lalon ki jat shongshare," means people are asking Lallan Fakir that what's this thing about religion. He says jater chinho roy kari means when you finally die, there is no nothing to say you are Hindu or Muslim or Christian or anything. You just go as you came. And then he says, "Keu mala keu toshbi gole," tai torejat bhinno bole, means because of the kind of rosary that we carry in our hands. Some people take a bead, some people take a different kind of toshbi, and that's how we get to know different religions. Okay, and somebody is taking a rosary, and so it's different. Then it says if you do a sunnat for a man, I mean, do you become a Muslim? I mean, with the circumcision, do you become a Muslim man? So then in the relationship of man and woman or men and women, if by doing a sunnat you become a Muslim, then what happens to the lady? Yeah, and then he says, Bamun chini poite proman. Poite means the punal, what we put, you see. So the Brahmins say that, the man wears a punal and a poite, and you say that he's a Brahmin. He's a Brahmin man. So what happens to the woman? Bamni chini prokare means how do you understand that woman is a lady Brahmin? So what's this big thing we're talking about? Religion. It's so beautiful. What can I say? And if you really want this song, I'd really love to send it to you. Maybe you could play it for your people in your institute. You just have to write to Sandra or to Samaresh, and I'll have it sent to you. It's just a brilliant song, and it's one of my favorites actually. So instead of just using the traditional khol and the iktara and singing it, we've done a different thing, and Dubai has done a brilliant all my musicians are just fantastic. You would find, I don't have my musicians here because I've been following protocol and staying at home all through. And there's Sumit Ramchandran, there's Nepal Shaw, there's Amol Roy, there's Shubho, there's Shobhan Mukherjee, there's Benu Chatterjee, there's Raja Narayan Dev, and of course Dubai, who does all my music for me. I mean, so many of my tracks. And then there's Gautam Bose, Gautam Basu, who does all the recordings of the tracks for me, which is really amazing. And there are some lovely vocal singers, like you probably heard in this song. I have vocal singers who've been kind enough to come and sing for me, and I've done some of my vocal backing myself as well. So it's been really amazing, and I have to say thank you to so many people. I'm sitting all alone over here and recording and singing for all of you. Lovely. So remember, if there's any song that you want, just make a mention of it and I'll send it to you.
But this is beautiful. This song, I think we'll send you a list, Ushaji, your team. We would love to. And in times like this song is, I think, all the more relevant and powerful
So
to.
relevant, so relevant. It's
Yeah.
just unbelievable.
And Ushaji, one thing I've always noticed about you whenever I've seen lives, I was a journalist, a small little journalist who covered an S. Janaki live. And what I admire is you always thank your entire team to the
Yes,
last person standing, and I think that
yes.
that speaks volumes about you.
And I'm the one who started it in
Yes.
1969. No, in those days, not a single playback singer or any artist would ever say anything. They would come with their little books in their hand. Either they played the harmonium or with the musicians at the back, they would just say, you know, just sing and go. And it was I who really, and at that time, many, many years ago, there were people who, said that, oh, Usha, she sings to the galleries, plays
हाँ,
to the galleries. Of course I do. I never denied it.
क्या बात है
Of course
क्या
I
बात है
play to the gallery because you are the gallery, aren't you?
Yes.
You're
Yes.
my gallery. And I'm singing to you all the time. And without being happy with you and without being happy with my gallery, how can I be happy with anyone else? How can I be happy with myself? I have to do that. So for me, yeah, that's very, very important to introduce the band and to, know that without them, my life would be completely zero without my audience and without my musicians.
Yeah, and that's such a beautiful thing. Ma'am, also people are asking you for your amazing combination with Bapida. So stories or any song with Bapida and music directors of Kolkata. I mean, you've had R.D. Burman, sir, Bapida,
Well,
Ilaiyaraaja.
that'll take us about 10 days to sing. Okay, to finish that. But let me tell you, yes, I've done some wonderful work with R.D. Burman, and he's been really an amazing music director, really consummate. And, the fantastic capacity of being able to, to take suggestions from other people, to be able to listen to all kinds of music, and to be able to widen his horizon as far as Ilaiyaraaja sir in the South. I mean, yeah, there's nobody who can touch him anywhere as far as I'm concerned, anywhere in India or in the world. Really, there is nobody who can do what he's doing or he's done. But working with Panchamda, with R.D. Burman, was another ball game altogether. He is, he allows you to kind of grow like Ilaiyaraaja sir. There are certain songs which Ilaiyaraaja sir would allow you to sing, or and he would allow you to sing it the way you interpret the composition. But there are songs which he would stick to and or adhere to the way he wanted it, and or the way he had composed it or what he had in mind. With R.D. Burman, it was the same thing, but he always allowed me to sing the way, like, for example, Shaan or One Two Cha Cha Cha. Uh, I didn't sing so many songs with him actually, but they all, whatever few I sang, became such
That's
iconic
brilliant.
songs.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, so iconic that people think that I worked with him so much, but I have. I have, because not one, his last project in life was actually not love story,
Loves.
as
Oh.
people think.
Oh.
People think that because the film was released much later, but he had already recorded so many years before. But his last piece of work was with me, the Bengali album, which said Batini, Batini, Kolkata te Batini. And it was just brilliant working with him, really. But when you talk about disco, there's nobody to touch Bapi Lahiri. Yeah, he's the one who gave me all the hit songs like Rambha Ho, Hari Om Hari Koi Yahan Aha Nache Nache, which is now playing on the Coke ad. And yeah, it's
Yes.
just
Yes.
fantastic. It's just fantastic. And of course, so many others like Wardat and Tu Mujhe Jaan Se Bhi Pyara Hai, then Love Fever. So many. All his songs have been hits for me. Even if the films flopped, the songs were huge, big hits. And so I have to say a huge, big thanks, of course, to Bapida for giving me so many hit songs. I mean, really brilliant. He is actually the original disco king.
Absolutely. Usha ma'am, do teen line Bappi da ka, the kids are asking for if you could do a Rambha Ho or whatever is I cannot say close to your heart because सब आपके दिल के करीबी होंगे. But any दो तीन line, मतलब बिल्कुल बच्चे like if you can just, and everybody's like going, darling, 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 please, darling, please.
Okay, I'll do darling for sure. But you want something of
Papida and you.
This is Shaan by R.D. Burman.
Guys, unmute yourself and clap if you want to.
दोस्तों से प्यार किया, दुश्मनों से भी प्यार किया, जो भी किया हमने किया शान से, शान से। दोस्तों से प्यार किया, दुश्मनों से भी प्यार किया, जो भी किया हमने किया शान से, शान से। And from one iconic song to another, this one is Rambha Ho. So I'd like for all of you to say 6 times with me, Rambha Ho, or show it with your fingers. Yeah, let's go.
It's on your audio, guys.
Maybe you'll have to mute other people because otherwise you get disturbance. Rambha ho, 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 ho. Sadma ho, 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 ho. Rambha ho, Sadma ho, 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 ho. Shabadab, hey मैं गाऊं, प्लीज ओहो बोलिए, जिसके तुम प्यार से जीलोगे उतनी ही जिंदगी। रंबा हो 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 हो, रंबा हो हो हो। शबदब, हे मैं गाऊं, प्लीज ओहो बोलिए, जितनी तुम प्यार से जी लोगे उतनी ही जिंदगी। रंबा हो 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 हो, संबा हो। Whoa. Sing with me now. 1 and 2 and 3, 4 and 5 and 6. Bolie 7 and 8 and 9 and 10. Hey, tu ani auna soya. Magadire mo. Carnaval soboya. तू मेरा जाने मन मैं तेरी महबूबा। मुस्कुरा मुस्कुरा हमें तू क्यों डूबा living, we were living, dancing, yeah, dancing, all the people. That's the love, 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 love. Rambha ho, Rambha ho, Rambha ho, Rambha ho, Hey,
Oh
how
my
did you like
God.
that?
You just make us fall in love with you again and again. I know when you
I'm
were
so glad. I'm so
standing
glad you
up
loved
and
it. Yeah.
dancing. People are dancing right now. If you, I don't know whether you can see the chota screens. But oh my God, thank you so much for this one. Another quick thing that people are constantly asking is आप इतनी भाषाओं में कैसे गा लेते हो उषा जी? Like how is it possible? That's like
जी
as
मुझे बहुत पसंद है. I'm a people's person.
you're scolding somebody.
Yeah, no, I'm just trying to tell her, explain to her that I needed the charge. So she asked me 100 questions before that. Oh, she has to spoil everything. Hello, record. Okay, so what were we saying? Sorry.
नहीं कोई बात नहीं उषा जी आप सवाल बहुत
हाँ,
सीधा है.
कैसे
आप
मैं
कैसे
इतने
गा लेते हो?
भाषाओं में गाती
हाँ
हूँ?
कैसे?
मैं बताती हूँ आपको क्यों. Because I'm a people's person and I believed and I learned very early in life that though I keep on saying that, you know, music has no barriers of caste, color, creed, language, gender, sex, age, nothing. I also believe that every language has a certain musicality of its own. And there is something about language which is so wonderful. Like if I go anywhere in the world and suddenly I find somebody talking in Hindi, I get so, you know, so you feel so warm within when, you know, when you realize there's another Indian somewhere. Or if you say, if I come to Tamil Nadu and I suddenly find somebody who says, oh ma, Didi, ekhane ache. You know, they talk in, or if you go in Bengal, if we go to, you know, to Lake Market side, where all the South Indians live, if you suddenly hear Tamil, you feel really good about it, you know. So I realized very early in life that language actually was my strong point in school as well. I went to a school, a convent school, where obviously the medium of teaching was English. The second language Hindi, third language was Marathi, fourth language was French. And at home we spoke Tamil. So I already had a basic foundation of 5 languages. And India is so fantastic, so diverse, but yet so united. So united. Think of the rest of the world that can just say hello in one language and they're all okay, and they're still fighting. But what about us? We have 17 basic languages. Well, I sing in 17 basic languages, and I advocate that to everybody, actually, whoever's singing or whoever's working in the creative arts, to be able to expand and move your horizon so far that you can, you're born with an advantage of 17 in Indian languages. So why not make use of it? Because I can go a touch wood anywhere in the world, anywhere in India. I'm probably one of the few artists who can sing in Trichy or Salem or Kovalam or Malaya, you know, anywhere in Kerala, and go to Gujarat and sing something over there, and go to the east of India and go to the north. Only because of language, not because I'm such a fantastic singer, but because my communication is complete when I can sing in their language. I go to Assam, and if I sing in Bihu, if I sing in Ohomia, then it's really fantastic. If I say "Titike muta keneba keneba lage Bihure oi tolite nasu nasu lage Bihure oi tolite nasu nasu lage." You sing in Assamese, all the Assamese people are so thrilled, but that happens anywhere. So मैं इतनी भाषाओं में गा सकती हूँ, ये तो भगवान की आशीर्वाद है. और आशीर्वाद रही एक जगह, दूसरी साइड में you have to really work hard to learn the song, to learn the correct pronunciation, the expression, and that's how it works for me.
Wow, that's a lot of hard work. The other question, and I'm taking it in
Very hard.
Are you going to do a segue of songs that you generally do? The long gavacha?
Segment of songs? Sorry?
ना long gavacha वाला जो आपने पंजाबी to Assami to थोड़ा सा वो किया था. It's just a request if you could like 2-3 गानों का आप जैसे करते हैं typically the Usha Uthup style.
Well, I can't do that without the musicians here.
Oh,
but I can.
ठीक.
No, no, I can definitely I can sing the songs separately for you. That's no problem. That's no problem at all. But before that, let me do an international language. Shall I?
Yes, because there's a lovely comment also, Oshaka, which says, "You are the reason why everyone in India started singing Hawa Nakila." I mean,
Yes, for sure.
yes, yes.
For sure. There's no doubt about that. And I feel very happy to accept that compliment.
हाँ, and you know हमें मतलब नहीं समझ में आता था, पर हम गाते थे तब.
Correct. Who cares about the language? I don't. And as long as you enjoy the song, who cares? Really. I'm looking actually for longer. Why didn't you tell me this before? I mean, this is really mean because, you know, I want to do a good job. And it's sad if you don't allow me to. If you had told me this earlier, I would have got all the songs out for you. And we could have had a little session, but you didn't tell me. So, oh, where are you? So, let me do you another song, okay? As I
बिल्कुल,
said,
बिल्कुल.
let me do for you the song which is now making waves all over the world. And it's in Zulu. And I'm sure all your students would just love this song. So I'm going to sing it for you. And we hope that everybody enjoys it. Yeah. Are you ready?
Yes.
Is everybody muted?
जी.
Yes, ma'am.
Are you ready?
Yes.
Are you ready? Jerusalem.
Oof, oof.
Oh, was
Usha ji,
really a fantastic song, and
I,
the whole world is doing it. As all of
oof,
you would know, that this is a song which actually, it's such a fun song, but actually it's a very serious meaning, which says we want to go home. This is not the place really for us, which is about, I think, about COVID times really. And we need to go back because God is our God and guide, and He will take us back to where we have started actually. And that is, when COVID and everything is over. So it's beautiful. It says, I'm not happy here. Let's go back. It's
and
fantastic song.
it's a state of mind for everybody, I think, right now. कि वापस जाना है उन
Absolutely.
दिनों पे. Usha ji, I will wrap it in a bit. I just want to quickly tell you that I'm going to send you copies of the chat. You have no idea the kind of comments, emotions that whatever people are able to write down they are. I also wanted to tell you that I got a message from a vice chancellor who says that he graduated in 1980 and he gifted himself 5 times to a theater only to listen to Hari Om Hari. बोले तब
My
पैसे
God.
तब मेरे पास पैसे नहीं थे. But I went, he said the movie was bakwas, but I went only to listen to Hari Om Hari 5 times over and over
Can you
again.
just imagine?
And it became his, क्या कहते हैं, anthem, kind of, a graduation thing. So the kind of comments that are flooding, I would love to share it with your team, Ushaka. It is,
Thank you.
it's across generations, it's across
Yes.
genders.
Okay, let me premiere a song with you all. Okay,
Yay!
it's a song in Haryanvi, and along with the other song, Shob Loke Koi, I'd like to share this as well, because if you want a copy of this, I would love to share it. And this one is actually such a brilliant song because you will understand it, of course, because it's in Haryanvi and it's more like Hindi, but it's a bhajan. And it is a song which is so fabulous. What can I say? I must say thank you to the Vice Chancellor as well for remembering me from such a long time back. And yeah, it's so wonderful to know that I live to tell the tale. And how am I so relevant even today? I think the reason is because I've made time my friend. I'm not fought with time. You have to move on. You have to move on with time, change where it's necessary because change is inevitable, as true as life itself. Yes, without change, it's like death, isn't it? So this is a song which I want to sing for all of you. It says, Bhari Javani mein, bhajan karo bhari javani mein, budhapa kisne dekha hai. It's so beautiful. It says, whatever you want to do it now. Because who knows about old age? I mean, who cares about old age? That's not because you could sing a bhajan now, and you may be 85 years old, or you may be 90 years old. Budhapa kisne dekha hai. It's such a positive song, and I just love it. So I want to sing it for you. And if you miss the words somewhere, it says, बुढ़ापे में अंधे हो जाओगे, दर्श तुम कर ना पाओगे, दर्श करो भरी जवानी में, बुढ़ापा किसने देखा है? Then she says, बुढ़ापे में लंगड़े हो जाओगे, तीरथ तुम कैसे कर ना पाओगे, तीरथ करो भरी जवानी में, बुढ़ापा किसने देखा है? It's so beautiful. Do whatever you have to do it now. For heaven's sake, do it now. So before I end my program, our program, I'd like to say that I will do this song. And of course, I will do your darling for you, which is what you are all waiting for. But yes, it's so important, so important, this song. I want to sing it for you. And this will be the first time that I'm doing it like this, publicly and for all of you. So please know that it's a very valued song as far as I'm concerned. And it will be for you as well. Even if you're 16 years old or 22 years old or 55 or 85 or, my age, which is really young, very, very young. I agree. I have more energy than many of the youngsters I know today because all the youngsters get tired so fast and they say, "Oh, give us a break, give us a break." I never ask for a break because when people ask for a break, see the kind of break God gave us. Terrible, terrible. He gave us all such a terrible break. For 10 months, I've just sat at home. But I'm happy. I'm happy because things have worked out okay. And though there's no big money coming in, but the the gratefulness or the gratitude that I have, with all my humility and gratitude, I say thank you to God for allowing me to be able to support so many or help so many families, my studio, my musicians, everything, technicians. It's just fantastic. I mean, so listen to the song. And all of you get ready to dance and do the bhajan, okay?
Yay. Ho. Woohoo!
What a philosophy in life, huh? Really, what a philosophy in life. I think when I say listen and do whatever you have to do now, because yeah, who knows who's seen Budhapa? No, not me for sure. It's really lovely. So if you want this song, you have to write for it and we'll send it to you. And then only after that, I'm going to make a video and get it out, and be really lovely if we do it. Be superb. I just love this song. So
And if there's-
Haryanvi.
And Ushaka, if there's any help our students can do in the making of the video, I would love on behalf of our department.
Yeah,
to
why
know-
don't you do that? It'd be
We have
lovely.
a
Get them all
filmmaking
to
student.
dance.
Yeah. We have also people who make films. I mean, you want interns, assistants. We will be very, very, we'll be
No,
honored.
get them all to dance to this and send it to me.
Oh, yeah, that's a good idea.
That'd be
We'll do
great
that.
fun. That'd be superb.
Yes, that's a task done.
Okay, is there any, I could take a last question now if you want.
Yes, any other questions? There are many, but I'll just ask one or two, and then you can segue into Darling, because I think सब लोग दिल थाम के बैठे हुए हैं about that. The last bit is any message, especially for upcoming singers, performers. Couple of things, Ushaka, the whole creative process for a lot of people has changed due to the pandemic. You know, so they're asking, one, as creative people, क्या करना चाहिए? Because they are upset, they are depressed. They don't know कि ये creative industry, you know, performance हो कुछ भी हो, वो कहाँ जाएगी अब? So any
that's
words
true.
that you would like
No,
to?
that's true, especially for the creative and the people who don't have audiences. It's really horrible unless you are willing to make compromises. The compromise is a bad word. I don't like the word compromise. What I'm trying to, I'm just using the word for want of a better word to explain what I really feel. Just 1 second. I think I'm sitting on something else. Yeah. Okay. So I feel that, you know, unless you're willing to accept the situation the way it is and don't fight it, because we cannot do anything about it except follow protocol and keep ourselves free, safe, so that the next person can be safe. If we can't do that, if we can't follow rules and if we can't obey, then that's a no for all of us. Yeah, I'm talking not for necessarily creative people, for people at large. Just follow the protocol, and if you're told to wear a mask, wear the mask. If you're told to do social distancing, do it. Because, you know, there is no other way but mask, sanitize, and social distancing. There is no other way. So if you accept that, then everything else will fall into place. What can you do by defying this? What will happen if you defy this? What will happen if you'll behave like mad people and run around the roads without a mask and defying, saying that it's never going to happen to me or it's never going to happen to anybody else? I mean, let's be real. You can see the numbers, you can see the ankara, what is happening everywhere. You can see what is going wrong with the whole world. And it's not just us. You know, I mean, I really get worked up with this. Actually, it's not just us. It's not just you and me and our family and our village and our city and our town and our country. It's the whole world. We're all down on our knees and trying to figure out how to do this, how to get out of this. So the only way we can do it by breaking the chain and by being, getting the numbers down, is by following protocol. Listen, just obey. If you can obey, then you will understand. Now, you see, even if you want to go out and perform, I won't go. I'm not going out anywhere to perform because there is no audience. What is the point of singing, you know, with the 4 chairs empty and then you have the next? What is the point? I mean, what are we trying to prove? I don't know. Or what are we trying to do? I'm not saying anything against any government. I want to follow the basic rules of our government, which is the Indian government. Whatever you have laid down for us, and then it is given down to the state governments, whatever it is if we follow it, things will go better. Now comes to the fact of the performing arts. How could I, who has been, I've always said that I'm totally technically challenged, okay? Before, say, 6th of March was my last show
Acha,
in Jodhpur,
acha. Right
And
before the big close down, lockdown. Wow.
yes, and at that time I hadn't even heard of Corona and COVID. By the way, we just did the show and everything was fabulous, and I just couldn't understand. And when we were coming back from when we were in Jodhpur or at the airport on the 7th, when we were coming back, we heard that our shows in Bombay and 2 other places, Bombay and Chennai and Bangalore, were cancelled. One is for Levi's, and they were big shows. Everything got cancelled. Then we heard, as soon as we came to Calcutta, we heard that Ilayaraja's show would also be cancelled. I cancelled actually because I didn't want to go to Singapore or to Malaysia, because that was where it was. Or we had heard that everything was coming in from China and things like that. So now, what does it have to? You would say? What does all this have to do with giving a message to the performing arts and not becoming depressed? It's sad when it became a certain fashion statement to say that you're technically, challenged. Oh, I don't know how to use this bloody thing. So many people say we don't use this. We don't know how to do it, and I only. But having said that, I learned how to use everything only to be able to sing. Only so that I could sing. I use this whole thing now as I have a space which is as far as my arms go, which is about 5.5 feet or 6 feet, and 3 feet, 4 feet this way. Yeah. And I've got my speakers there. I have 2 iPhones. One is is shooting everything. The other iPhone has all my songs in it. Everything. All my songs are on this. Maybe you can't see it. Okay, it doesn't matter.
Oh, we can.
Okay, so all my songs are in that. I have a small little mixer over here in which the tracks go and my voice so that I can sing. I have 2 speakers. That's it. I have nobody to help me. But that's because music means such a lot to me. People mean such a lot to me. So if every creative person knows that they cannot exist without an audience, even if that audience is 1 person. If you know that, what's the use of painting? What's the use of reading? What's the use of dancing? If you can't be seen or heard, what is the point? So instead of getting frustrated about it, enjoy the fact that, thank God, we have the digital platform to at least show that, I've seen so many book launches, I've done so many creative galleries, and so many. And I think that's the way forward. I don't think the shows are going to happen for another, say, definitely not till May, June, July, for sure. And if there are shows that are happening, and if you have seats, I don't know, the tension of, going out and having all this. Do you really want to do that? Isn't it better that we all stay at home without? So then people talk about the economy and I don't know all these things, okay, about the economy and how if you open up like सच्ची मुझे पता नहीं है, लेकिन ये मैं जरूर कहूंगी कि as a singer you need to be heard, as an entertainer you need to be seen, as a writer you need to be read, as a painter you need to be appreciated and looked at, right? Now, if that's not happening, it's sad. It is very, very sad. Right. And our situation is really, really bad. But let's make the best of it, because it's not only you. There are thousands of us who are going through the same thing. So I can tell you that if I can make it better, and if I can feel a little better, you can. I'm no superior being. I'm just like you. Exactly like you. Only difference would be probably the age. But what's age got to do with it? As I said, budhapa kisne dekha hai? Do it now. I'm a sucker for routine and discipline. If you work with routine and discipline, you will notice that these 10 months have gone. It's been terrible. It's been devastating for so many of us who've lost so many people. As we speak now, my son is going through dialysis in the house. Yeah. So who's not ridden with sadness? Who doesn't have grief in their life? We all have grief. My son's kidney transplant failed, and so he's back on dialysis. But he's got the most amazing spirit, and wanting to, carry on. And, he's a fantastic golfer. So he's had to stay home, and you can't even play virtually.
Right.
He has to go onto the field and play. But he couldn't do it for so long. Now he's just taking a drive at least to the outside so that he can. Yeah, there's no point getting emotional about it. I mean, I do. And there's nothing wrong in crying. Let me tell all of you, please let it out. When you're frustrated and when you're sad and when you're grieved, cry. Man, woman, child, whoever it is. Who said men shouldn't cry? Cry. Cry, really cry. I cry at least twice a day for sure, especially when I'm lighting the lamp and I'm saying my prayers. Cry. It's good. It's cathartic. It will help you. But don't get frustrated, because if you can cry and let it out of your system, you know that you can pull yourself back and say, okay, enough of that now. Enough of crying. What are you going to do about it? Do something about it. So I pick up a book. I reread so many books that I missed out. I mean, so many lines or something you may have missed out of your favorite book. At the moment, I'm reading The Picture of Dorian Gray one more time, or The Agony and Ecstasy. Yes, so many books you can pick up. Pick up your new hobby, your old hobby, pick it up again and start doing. I've been stitching, I've been knitting. Mainly, I've been doing shows like this. Now, why get disappointed and why? I know it's terrible. For me also, it's been terrible. Because what about the money? What about the money? How do we live? How do the people in my studio? I'm not a huge Reliance or Ambani's or, Tatas or Birlas. I'm not huge. I'm just another ordinary person like you. But because of that, and because I've never amassed wealth, I've always shared whatever I got with my musicians and technicians. So where do I go for the money? Where do I go for the money? When it comes, we hope it comes. Till then, badi jawani mein budhapa kisne dekha hai. Till then, do it now. Enjoy it.
Kya baat hai. I'm also.
So I'm saying, don't be depressed. I'm telling all singers, I'm telling all the creative people, don't be depressed, because a brighter morn is sure to dawn on us. Don't worry. If God has brought us to this, He will see us through it. Let go, let God.
Oof. I mean, because all of us have reached that point of, there's death all around, there's bad news all around, there's, in fact,
I'm so fed up. And I am so fed up of these frightening messages on WhatsApp and things. Half of the things I don't even like to read, about the vaccination, the jokes about it. And it's so depressing. Why would you want to go and see those things at all? Or why do you want to send those messages? Stop it. Stop it right now, as my grandson uses language. Stop it, Amma. Just stop it. Yeah, so I'm just saying, stop it. Don't spread those terrible, terrible messages. Yeah. We can do without it. We can do without it. Spread the smiles. Don't spread the virus. Spread the love, not the virus. Spread the beauty. Yeah, come on. Get together and enjoy it. Like we've had such a beautiful time this morning.
Absolutely.
Wow, it's afternoon now.
Yes, it's afternoon. And, I know I need to wrap it, but Usha ji, I think you've just not just set the tone, but this is a point in time where, not just my students, unke mummy, papa, pura parivar aaya hua hai, only to listen to you, to catch you, to get a glimpse of you. I wish हम लोग बहुत जल्द physically मिलें. Inshallah, all is fine. We can hug
I'm
you.
sure.
We can
I'm
scream
sure.
and dance as you sing, as we talk. And you are magic for all of us. Usha ji, matlab, I don't even know thank you bolu ya kya bolu, but
नहीं मत बोलिए.
you took us
Thank you so much.
you know, आपने जब सुरमई अखियों में गाया ना, I had to switch off my video because I lost my mom in Feb, and this is the song she used to sing to me and my son.
Oh,
And when you sang that, as I said, it wasn't even planned. Um, I, I just couldn't control. You know, I still
yeah.
might just end up crying. But
Me too. I can't control myself when I sing that song. Really, it's such a beautiful song.
you know, we've been blessed to have a woman like you who believes in running with the wolves, who's been a strong idol for most of us as women, also as girls. You know,
That's very important because it's so important. I mean, I've done so many women's empowerment shows, and my opening line is, you know, why are we fighting about these things when we know we are empowered anyway?
yeah.
Women have it all within themselves. It's just that we need to rediscover ourselves and reinvent ourselves.
So, and when idols like you do it, we learn also. When we
Yes.
see you saying technology se bhago mat, usko apnao aur usi se abhi
Absolutely up now.
apnao.
Because there's no other way, darling. There's no other way. So you better up now it instead of trying to say you don't know this and you don't know that. You don't know it, then you just get left behind.
Ji,
Which
bilkul.
is why I say make friends with time. Don't fight with time. Make friends with time so that today is really fantastic and tomorrow will be even better. So on that happy note, let me sing to all the darlings of your wonderful institution. Let me say thank you to you and to all the members of faculty. And I presume they're also over there.
Yes, all of them. Sab hai, sab hai.
Okay. So I want to say thank you to all of you for having me here this morning. It's been absolutely wonderful. And don't forget the importance of that Shob Loke Koi, Lallan Fakir's song, and this one, Bhari Jawani Mein. I love it. I simply love it. And Jerusalem. Yeah. Now you listen to Darling. Okay.
Woo!
Thank you so much to each and every one of you. Love you very much. Before I jump into my next Zoom, let me say that it's been such an exhilarating, wonderful, wonderful morning. And please don't get depressed. Don't get depressed because I can't even believe that 10 months have gone so fantastically. It's just flown. It's flown and taken away lots of people whom we love. But
Ji.
it's taught us lots of things. It's taught us how to realize that the power of one is so fantastic. That when we all sit together or when we all think together, we all feel together and our hearts beat together. And the pain is shared. Pain shared is pain halved. And you know that. So, darling.
Guys, I think we can unmute and scream and clap. Usha ji, are you okay with that? Can we all please clap?
Yeah. Certainly.
Okay. Please allow everyone to unmute and sing and clap with Usha Akka right now.
Yes.
But I don't know if you'll get the sound. If the sound goes bad because there are too many mics on, then you will probably have to mute. Okay.
वापस mute कर देंगे हम.
Yes.
Okay. I'll leave it to you. I'm singing from here. All right. आंखों से आंखें चार करने दो रुकना मुझको प्यार करने दो
क्या खर्च
Darling, आंखों से आंखें चार करने दो रुकना मुझको प्यार करने दो Darling, आंखों से आंखें चार करने दो रुकना मुझको प्यार करने दो कैसे बहारा फिर जाने यारा बुलबुल तो अभी इंतजार करने दो Darling, आंखों से आंखें चार करने दो
सॉरी तुझे संडे के दिन जहमत हुई डार्लिंग मिलना तेरा फजले खुदा रहमत हुई डार्लिंग सॉरी तुझे आते हुए जहमत हुई डार्लिंग मिलना तेरा फजले खुदा रहमत हुई हे डार्लिंग खादिम को दिल पे तो इख्तियार करने दो डार्लिंग आंखों से आंखें चार करने दो रुकना मुझको प्यार करने दो डार्लिंग छोड़ो जरा शर्माने का ये कायदा
हाँ
गैरत भी है
हाँ
गैरत भी है ये फायदा
Ma'am, you are muted by mistake.
गैरत भी है क्या फायदा डार्लिंग पब्लिक में सनसनी इकरार करने दो डार्लिंग आंखों से आंखें चार करने दो रुकना मुझको प्यार करने दो कैसे है बहारा चैन जाने यारा बिल्कुल इंतजार करने दो डार्लिंग आंखों से आंखें चार करने दो डार्लिंग आंखों से आंखें चार करने दो डार्लिंग
Ladies and gentlemen, Skyfall in a sari. I've been amazing, Usha ji. Hats off. I don't even know what to say. हमारे देश की बेहतरीन singer, legend, Padma Shri, जितना भी कहे कम है. Usha ji, thank you for blessing us. Thank you for those kind words. We all have such takeouts from this session other than completely being mesmerized by your voice.
Thank you so much. You know, the very word Karnavati means such a lot to me. If you only knew how much it matters to me to talk to people in Gandhinagar. I've done so many shows over there. And of course, the Karnavati Club in Ahmedabad I've done also. But all over Gujarat, we've been I mean, you know, done so many shows. I don't know when it's going to happen again that I would come back to Gujarat and especially to Gandhinagar. Will I get a chance to come to Karnavati University? Yes?
Yes, VC sir. Meri taraf se to yes. Shishu sir, are you there? VC is freaking out. Everyone has just lost it right now listening to you, Shaka. They're all like, oh my God, I can't believe she's here. Shishu sir.
Preeti, for sure, yes.
You must call me over there to the university so we do this live, okay? Though, of course, this is live, but I'm saying one more time.
No, goes for without saying. We want to hug you. We want to listen to you. We want to
Let's do a virtual hug.
Yes, everybody switch on your audios and here's the virtual hug from the legend herself. A singer, a mom, a grandmom, a powerhouse, someone who is going to be also singing for our children and grandchildren. I am so sure about it.
Yes, for sure. You know, there are so many people who meet me and say that when they first heard me singing, they were holding hands and they got married. And now they say their grandchildren and their great-grandchildren are still holding hands listening to me sing. So the point is to be relevant. The point is to be now. And the point is never to be depressed. Don't. I know it's easier said than done. But believe me, there is a new morning that's coming up.
Usha ji, thank you so much for these words. And I know we're going to meet you soon. Sab theek ho jayega.
Bye, everybody. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for all the love. Thank you so much.
Love you very much. Thank you.
Oh,
thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, love.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you ever so much. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye, Bab. Ira, it's over to you, darling.
I wanted to say 4 lines for her, but as she had to go,
She's there. She's still there. Say it.
okay,
Jaldi
she's
bol.
so looking at the stars behind her, my mother wrote few lines, and looking at her, full of life, personality, and her love for music. तारों को तोड़ लाने की हसरत है, कुछ कर दिखाने की फितरत है, दीवाना ना हमें समझ लेना, हमें तो जिंदगी से मोहब्बत है. And like
Kya baat hai.
Usha ma'am, really well, she filled us with life. She has so much enthusiasm, so much confidence, and so much love to give, and it was absolutely wonderful. And we heard praises about her from our parents, and I'm pretty sure we are gonna praise her with our next generation.